In this video, I'm going to demonstrate some of the recently released features in the Reports module of BSI. Once I've logged into BSI, I can navigate to the Reports Manager, and you can see here that I have 3 already saved reports that I want to take a look at with you today. So we'll open the Shipped to Storage this month report by double-clicking. In this particular report, the goal is to generate a list of all of the vials which have been shipped using a requisition ship task to a particular storage location in the current month. So if we look at the displayed fields, you can see I've added some relevant fields like requisition ID, BSI ID, task type, date last modified, tracking number, and task destination. I have sorted this report based on the requisition ID and then within each requisition the BSI ID. And the search tab is where some of our new functionality comes into play. Here you'll notice that I have designated the task type that I want to look at more closely as ship. And date last modified, I want to use this month. Instead of entering a range of dates, I can choose one of these relative search options, such as this month, to run my report. Let's take a look at what our results would be. Here you can see these 3 vials in this one requisition had a ship task completed on them this month. Since I'm running this report in the middle of May, if any other items are shipped to this particular external storage destination or any other destination in the next several weeks, then those items would also show up on this report. Once the date changes over to June, none of those items, including the 3 you see here, will be in this report any longer. Any report outputs that you have already created will stay the same, but running this report in June will yield different results without the need to change your search criteria. Another new feature in BSI is the ability to select the file menu and convert to frequency. If I convert my Ship to Storage this month report to a frequency report, I can modify my displayed fields and search criteria if I wanted. So, for instance, let's remove BSI ID and date last modified, and we can add in material type. And then we can leave our search criteria the same, so we'll continue to use our relative search date of this month and run the report. Now you can see that 2 whole blood vials in this requisition were sent and only 1 brain. If you wanted to convert back to a listing, you can do that via the same file menu option, except when you are in a user-defined frequency report, this option will say convert to listing. Now let's take a look at this acquisitions last month report. We can open it by double-clicking and look at our displayed fields, which are BSI ID, date entered, the entry batch that this file was entered in, study ID, subject ID, material type, and volume. All things you would want to know about your recently acquired vials. We will sort based on BSI ID and search based on items in the alpha study which were entered in the previous month. So instead of the report we just saw where the values were entered this month, meaning May, since it's currently May, this report will yield values where the date entered is last month. So on today's date, in particular, if I ran this report, it would yield results which were added in April. So we can take a look at that. And here you'll see that this BSI ID was added in April. And you can, as always, convert to frequency if you would rather. So we can change our displayed fields a little bit. We can remove BSI ID and volume and date entered. And let's search using the same criteria, so things which were entered last month, and run our report. So now we have a nice, easy way of seeing what was entered in which data entry batch for which subject. Now let's take a look at our final report to be completed. Under displayed fields, you'll notice that shipment ID, expected completion date, and assigned to are the only fields I'm displaying, and I'm sorting based on who is assigned to this shipment. On the search panel, I have entered an expected completion date of the next 14 days. So using this last operator here, you can choose the 14 days which are immediately after today's date. And let's run the report to see what it looks like. It looks like there are 2 shipments which are assigned to DOJ and have expected completion dates within the next 2 weeks.
If you have any questions or concerns, please contact us at bsifeedback@imsweb.com.